let's talk about the beer and food course, Adam. This is a 2-year project in the making, and even more if you take kind of the knowledge base of where we were coming from in our careers to put this content in. But it really came to fruition when Adam and I sat down one day and said, what can we do to get the culinary world, as Andy was referring to, more on the page about what we as the beer community want them to know about beer?
And we're back at the 15th annual Big Beers Belgian and Barley Wine Festival in Vail, Colorado. We're here with Julia Herz. She is the craft beer program director for the Brewers Association in Boulder, Colorado. Welcome.
Hi, Jim. Good to see you again.
And the program that you're involved with tonight is the Palate Trips and Insider Tasting. Tell me about that title and what does that mean?
We've got, I mean, what an amazing festival. Great chance to drop this kind of information. First ever seminar. Chef Adam Dooley, who is the Brewers Association executive chef and craftbeer.com chef, as well as myself, have co-authored a beer and food course. It's free to download off of craftbeer.com/culinary. This is a 60-plus page document, and it's everything a certified Cicerone and a Culinary Institute of America trained chef could put together on what we would want beer educators and students of beer, as well as students of food and culinary students, to know about beer and food pairing. So tonight we're doing a palate trip, and we're taking people's palate on a ride, and we're tying it back to so many of the resources within this document. For example, beer styles A to Z. The wine world has its deductive tasting method. This is some of that, and very thought through. It took a lifetime of work to get here. It's also beer flavor 1 to 6. So you've got beer styles A to Z, beer flavors 1 to 6, and then you've got our pairing language in there and some of the lexicon that the beer community has started to vet and get used to using. So a super exciting chance to take people kind of on an insider behind the scenes tasting.
Great, and this sounds like a way to not standardize necessarily, but kind of make a common language for people that are talking about beer, talking about the flavors, and talking about the food and how they go together, so that when a restaurant or brew pub goes and says, hey, we've got this beer, it goes great with this burger or these nachos, here's what you're tasting and here's what you're going to be able to taste.
Right, and a couple of things on that. I think pairing is personal, perception is personal. We should never be out there telling somebody what they're supposed to taste, but we should have the language within ourselves to be able to describe what we perceive, and that's where the journey starts. And when you can get good at that, then people can relate to you in what they're perceiving based on the language that you've used. We are very far in the beer community from standardizing the lexicon for pairing, but we do have research going on. We have a sensory group that's been formed through craftbeer.com and the Brewers Association, as well as the American Society of Brewing Chemists and the Cicerone program. And the fourth little corner of that square is the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And that sensory sounding group is looking to take the lexicon and pairing and test it with real people and really get it to more of an accessible list, so people can say these 4 organizations put their time behind it and they've tested it, and now we know we can use it because everybody's starting to use a more similar language. So that's where we're going to start to see things get.
I see. So a similar, not a standardized language, not as if this is the rule. But tell me a little bit more about what people can expect when they go to craftbeer.com and find this tasting tour.
Sure. I mean, we've got an entire microsite dedicated to this effort. The craftbeer.com beer and food pairing course was a 2-year project in the making. And as I said, it's 60-plus pages of a day 1 through 4 course. So it's the student guide. It's the engine. We don't teach you how to teach it to yourself. You've got to work your way through it. Eventually, we will have an instructor guide. We also do have an exam that's downloadable for application. It's all free to get, but the bottom line is that you got to dive in to really begin things. This whole beer and food pairing movement is tied to the fact that the wine world and the spirits world get excellent credence, and so does beer in certain arenas. But what we're looking for is an equalization of all fermented beverages from the food world's approach. And I think things like this course put beer on the map.
So would I be remiss in saying that this is not the first time we're going to see this type of a course from you and craft beer?
I mean, craftbeer.com, Chef Adam and I will be throughout the country this year doing little quick hits into this course and eventually possibly teaching it, in a week format. It's just all up in the air right now. Baby steps is the way to get things done, and Big Beers is the perfect festival to release this kind of cutting-edge information from us.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you out there on the Colorado Beer Trail.
Thank you. Take care. I've been for 15 of Big Beers, probably to 12 of them, and I think that this is one of the most fine, festivals for beer on the planet Earth, which is amazing.